Oh my gosh, you guys, like, this was such an emotional morning, and I just knew I had to tell you guys about it. So, like, you can tell I have the post glow crying, and like, I don't mean that in, like, oh my gosh, like, are you okay kind of way, but like, genuinely, like, when I cry, it's like, not that I'm like, it's just like a release, you know? It's like, oh, get this out of me, you know? So, I'm feeling really good right now. Um, I'm just so excited to talk to you guys. First of all, before we get into anything, look at this shirt I thrifted. It's huge, and I'm obsessed. Like, it's like, it's so big. I don't know, like I don't know, y'all. I just really like this shirt. But I don't know, I just like wearing big shirts. It makes me feel like I'm like wearing someone else's clothes, and it's like I don't know, there's something like charming about that. But there's so many things I want to talk to you guys about, as I said. But I had an emotional morning because so we're just gonna get right into it. Yesterday I hung out with these two new friends that I made. One of them I made because I went to the post office and her mom gave me her number. She was like, "I like the way you dress nice, you know?" And so like she gave me her number, and I texted her, we became friends, and then she invited me to watch the meteor shower with her and her other friend. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, ew, at her house. And like it was just like it was a really surreal night, you guys, because she had like these little siblings and they're like adopted. Dude, I have never been so in love with kids in my entire life. Usually when I like see kids, I'm like grossed out, you know, like I just like I don't like kids, okay? I'm sorry, I do not like children. But the way these kids made me feel, I literally cried about it this morning because I I was just so in love with them. They're so cute. They had so much personality, and they were just so like I like saw so much of myself in them. And it really like it hurt me. Like it hurt me in like a way where I was just like, this is so precious, it hurts. Do you ever like feel that too? And we went to Starbucks because I was like, guys, I kind of want Starbucks because we were staying up pretty late to watch the meteor shower. I think it was at like one. We saw a few. I'm going back later today. Today is Sunday, the 13th, and I want to go. We're going back today, and like hopefully maybe we'll see a little bit more. If we don't, it's like whatever. But I also today's also the Venus Cazimi, and I heard that it's at 0 degrees for Venus, which would be crazy because my Venus is at 0 degrees. But anyways, yeah, we went to Starbucks, and I was like, I'll get some of them a cake pop. So I got these two kids a cake pop, and dude, the way this kid's face lit up when I handed him the cake pop, he like eyes widened, and he was like, and he looked so happy, and he just like he like said thank you to me, and he just like devoured it, and like I don't know what about this, but seriously, like I just like wanted to like hug this kid and like give him the tightest squeeze in the entire like just like literally like I don't know, like I wanted like just like I just want to, you know. The other kid was like really quiet, like pretty silent, and just like very like pretty shy, I'd say, and not much of a talker, but when he talks it's with intention. And it was just it was so cute. And it I saw so much of myself in these kids because they were just so dramatic. They loved having fun. They weren't like they were talkative yet not that talkative at the same time, and like low-key attention seekers. And I just like I saw so much of myself like in that kid because like I don't know, like, and it felt so like it was surreal to me, you know? And I feel like I'm not very good at expressing my feelings when it comes to children just because like I feel I have so many mixed feelings because I feel like the reason why I would love a kid and resonate with them even if they aren't my own is because I see a part of myself in them because I feel like my inner child still wants to come out and play, you know? And not because it's wounded, it is wounded, but like, you know, like it's just like I want to show these kids like, you know, I want to have fun with them. I want to play with them like in all of their craziness and all of their like stupid stuff and like be impressed by everything that they know even though I already know it, you know? And it like made me cry because I remember like it made me think of my childhood, you know? And like when you don't live in your hometown, when you move away from your hometown, it kind of feels like you can never get attached or like truly attached to anything or anyone. Like as you guys know, I used to live in Kentucky and my hometown was a small town. If you're a small town person or like like someone from a small town, please tell me if you know what I mean, but like genuinely it feels like nothing will ever beat a small nothing beats home, you know, nothing will ever beat like the charm of a small town. Like if you grew up in the city, like nothing will probably beat the city for you, you know? And it's just like I'm so attached to my hometown. And so like now that I'm here with no one that I know except like one person that knows what Kentucky's like because they also lived in Kentucky, it like it creates this huge rift, you know, where it's like I feel like no one here truly knows me, and not like in an attention seeking way, low key kind of attention seeking way, but it's like I feel like none of them truly know what it's like, you know, or who I am because they don't know what I come from, you know. Everyone here is just like you come from like fried chicken and horses, and it's like that's a part of Kentucky's culture, but that's not all of it, you know. That's just like a stereotype. Although I will say horses are pretty important over there, at least in some parts of it. But you know, it's just like it kind of made me think a lot, and it just like seeing these kids made me think of my childhood a lot, and it made me think of my dad. I saw so much of myself. Like I saw like my dad in me when I was around these kids. Like I swear, I act like my dad around kids. Like my dad, he's so like I don't know how to describe it. He's like good with kids, but he's like very awkward about it, you know? Like he's just such an awkward person. He's just not a social person at all, even though he's like really good at talking with people and low-key a flirt. Like, come on now. But you know, it's like because of all of that ish, I feel like I picked up on that. But I definitely think I picked up from my mom too. Like my mom is so good with kids. Like, girl, she got that Cancer moon. Like she already knows the vibe. But I don't know, like it just like made me feel some sort of way. And it made me realize I understand why people have kids now. I get it. I'm not gonna have kids right now. Maybe I'll never have kids. And even if I do or don't, like I'll still have like a newfound respect for why people have kids and why people want them. And it just like I get it, you know? I've always understood why people have kids, you know, where like, you know, like you love someone very much and now you have like this physical proof of your guys' love, this living, breathing physical proof, you know. I understand that. But like actually seeing like why like you would want to provide and take care of a kid and spend time with them is definitely something that like showed through to me last night, you know. And I'm pretty easy on myself about like opinions on kids because like obviously like kids is like a very like I feel like nowadays it's kind of like becoming more and more of a controversial topic or one that's just like there's like a lot of opinions on it, you know. I feel like I don't know. That's just my take on it, but I just think that like there are definitely people that do not need to have kids, or you know, it's just like there's a lot of people that want a kid but don't want to be a parent. Do you know what I mean? And that's just my take on it. I certainly feel like I don't want to be a parent, but I do want a kid. I feel like I fall in that category. That's why I'm saying like I probably won't have kids, but like if I do, I would pull up for that kid, you know. I would do what it takes, you know, or at least I would try in the all the ways that count. And I would definitely go to therapy first if I had a kid though. Like seriously, I don't know. Like I my biggest insecurity would definitely be like being a bad parent, you know. Like I seriously would not be able to cope with being like feeling like a bad parent, or that's something I would have a hard time coping with. Like even when I was buying these kids cake pops, like girl, kids love cake pops, and I was sitting in the car talking to my friends, like literally fishing for reassurance. I was like, guys, do you think these kids will like these cake pops? Like, and literally when I gave them the cake pops, they like took it out one bite. It's like, come on now. But yeah, and it's just like another thing is like I love the idea of making kids feel special or like making a kid feel chosen. And this kind of segues into my next thing that I wanted to talk about, which was this whole Ariana Grande thing with her being a homewrecker. I should have brought water. I am so thirsty right now, but we are too in deep into this and I don't want to like break this flow. But if you didn't know, Ariana Grande, she homewrecker. We know this, okay? And if she not a homewrecker, she's just going she's going 75 in a 15, okay? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But seriously, like as current like okay, so basically she divorced or like broke up with her recent man. I think his name was like Dalton or something. And then she got with this other dude. I didn't even know his name. Excuse me. And she like the way okay, so this man that she's now with was married with a kid. And people are like saying like the way it timed out, either A, she's moving really fast, like hella fast, or she home wrecked. And people are more agreeing with the latter just because it's more on brand. She literally wrote a song about it, and it's just like, you know what I mean. And I was talking to my brother's girlfriend about it because she's so like Ariana Grande fan too. I call her Ariana Granola, so we're just gonna keep saying that. I don't know what changed. And she was like, yeah, she just has a thing for taken men. And truly, you guys, listen, I don't agree with her actions. I don't agree with what she's doing, not one bit. But I do understand, like, her thought process and her feelings of, like, this is my assumption. By no means am I, like, listing out her intentions or, like, saying, this is how it is. But, like, truly, from my perspective, it just seems like she loves that validation or just, like, that, like, just like that reassurance of being chosen over somebody else. A feeling like you are better than someone, a feeling like you have won, or feeling like you are worthy, because you have been chosen over somebody else that this person was so like devoted to. And I know that sounds twisted, but honestly, like if I'm gonna be transparent, like things like that happen all the time. I feel like people are like or only blowing out of not blowing it out of proportion because it's like pretty messed up. Like they're saying a lot about it just because like like she's famous and like she shouldn't be doing this in front of so many people. It's very camp, it's very like tacky and gross and like not a vibe. But it was definitely something that was bothering me for a really long time ever since I heard about it, and I didn't understand why until I kind of like came up to this conclusion that I'm telling you now. And like truly, I understand that. I understand that feeling of wanting that validation, of wanting to feel like you've been chosen over somebody else, to feel like you are better than somebody else. And like obviously like it's a flawed logic if you're going to paint it as right and wrong. But if you're going to just consider the emotional aspect of it, it's really gray. And it's something that happens all the time. And I just feel like there's other things Ariana has done that needs to be addressed as eloquently as this issue has been, if I'm gonna be honest. Like the fact that she's literally like a chameleon. Literally. Can we talk about that? Anyways, it just I understand that because a lot of guys that I've been with, I just feel like I've always been like cookie cut into this silhouette of their ex, or it feels like there was like a ghost in the relationship, you know what I mean? It feels like I was being haunted or constantly compared. And it felt like I was constantly, not even felt like, I was literally like talking smack about these people that I don't know, berating people that I don't know, and like tearing people down that I don't know because I want to feel like I'm a good option. I want to feel validated. I want to feel like I'm somebody that's worth being chosen over somebody else. And it's just like, is that right? No. But like, it's what I feel. And like, not to say that these exes are particularly good people because they've done some pretty terrible things to these men that I am referring to. But you know what I mean? It's still not correct of me to like develop all this prejudice and all of these opinions on people that I don't know, you know? And for the record, I just like it made me feel really bad for Ariana because like and not like in a oh like she's making like I feel bad because of how she feels, you know? And I can't imagine like if you're a celebrity, I don't think that you have a lot of time to properly cope and actually have like the personal space that you need in order to process feelings like that. And I honestly feel like that's the reason why so many celebrities like spiral into addiction and do terrible things like that, you know, and like give into pressure. Or it's just like they go like, or they go about it guns blazing, they become a terrible person. And, you know, it's just like, do I agree with it? Absolutely not. And I think that they should develop better boundaries and that like they should do something about it, you know, address it in some way. But it's like I'm assuming they have a group of people telling them what to do, or they, you know, it's just all of these things. And I know that there's so much more behind closed doors that factors into why they behave like that. And I truly sympathize with that, you know, because the grass isn't greener on the other side. And I don't know, I feel really bad because like it's just not that simple, you know? It's not as black and white as like you know, but like obviously it's painted that way. And I feel like even then, like if we're gonna set that like the emotional aspect of us aspect of it aside, it's clear that all of it's being packaged some way to like hype something up or to like, you know, like stir up drama for a product, you know. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Ariana comes out with a new album here pretty soon, which I'm like down for. Like please, like give me that album. Like I don't care. Like seriously guys, like I do not care anymore. Like just give me the album. Like it's not about you anymore. But yeah, I don't know, that's just like my thoughts on it. You know, it's just like you don't have to agree with me, but I'm sure you can agree that like at some point in our lives we do want to feel chosen and we will play dirty to feel that way. And you know, especially because like on top of that whole ex thing I just told you, I felt very compared to my siblings, especially my middle sibling. It felt like my parents are always comparing me to him and always like expecting me to do things, even though he's made some crazy mistakes in his life and done some crazy stupid things. And it's just like it felt very unfair, you know, to like constantly be pinned against somebody else, even though I am nothing like them, you know. And even if I am like them, it's just like why act like they're so different from me, you know? But I just realized that another one of my emotional needs that I want to establish moving forward with myself and my relationships is that I want to feel chosen. And I want to feel like I am the one. And I want to feel like I'm something, you know, like I want to feel like I'm just like the best option, you know? And like why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't you pick the best option, you know? And that's like across the board. Like why would you hang out with someone or choose to be in a relationship with that you didn't feel like was the best for you? Do you get what I'm saying? And you know, on top of that, it's just like that's what I'm offering, you know? I will 1000% give someone that like of feeling special, of feeling chosen. I do that with all my friends. I do that with everyone in my life, you know? And it's like I expect that back, you know, especially if I'm going to be in a romantic relationship where I'm going to be investing so much more. Like I'm going to bring that to the table and I expect to receive that on the table. And it's just like I'm tired of acting like that's not what I want, you know? Sorry, I got a text. But, you know, it's just that's just what I expect. And I say all of you should expect that for yourselves too. And I know that a lot of you guys are older than me. I'm only 20. And I'm sure you guys already know the vibes, you know. But as somebody who is still in the midst of figuring themselves out, I just want to present that to you guys, you know. And I really want, if there's an off chance that you feel like, you know, like just know, like you deserve to feel chosen and there's nothing wrong with it. And you're gonna get a lot of hate for it, honestly. Like I've been called an attention seeker, a pick me, a bragger, or a show off. But it's just like, what's wrong with wanting to feel chosen? What's wrong with like showcasing myself and feeling good about myself, you know, and wanting validation and wanting praise, just like everyone else, you know? if I'm a show off, you need to be show off with me, you know? It's giving like I'm not dimming you, you know? I'm just lifting myself up, you know? Like I'm polishing myself. I'm not dulling you, you know? So if you take me as polishing myself as me trying to dull you or you dulling, that is your problem. That's your problem. Like it's every man for himself. There's 8 billion of us, okay? You really think that the attention just gonna like fall into my lap? No. And like even if it does, like it's still gonna take a little bit of work. This is another thing that I kind of want to talk about. I have like a little notepad, but I also wanted to talk about tarot readers because I've received some comments, and they're good ones. They're good ones. You know, I'm not like about to like tear people apart. Like a lot of people tell me like you should charge more for your readings, or you should charge a lot more money for your readings because they're really good. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Like I know my readings are good, and I know that like I need to charge more for them. You know, like I only charge like $5.55 because five is like my lucky number. Honestly, like I have like a five like on my torso here. Maybe one day I'll show you. I just like I don't feel comfortable, but I just like I love doing tarot, you guys. I love tarot. It has changed my life in so many ways, and it just like it makes me so happy. Like it makes me want to tear up thinking about how much tarot has changed my life and how much I love collecting decks, how much I love doing readings, how much I love creating content based around it. It makes me so happy, you guys. Like seriously, like and just like the community and just like the people, the culture, just playing with the cards in general, like if at all just collecting the decks, like seriously, like I love it so much. And the fact that I can profit off of it in any way, the fact that I can make any money off of doing a reading, it thrills me. It makes me so happy. Like I love tarot so much, you guys. I seriously don't like okay, I need to stop. I'm gonna get all emotional. Like people pull up to me with like these super detailed like paragraphs about their lives, and then like I give them the reading, and then like oh my gosh, guys, stop. I've been so emotional this morning. Like I hope you're okay with this. Like pardon me. And I give them the reading, and they'll tell me like there's people that'll come back and they'll be like, I just feel so reassured and I feel safe with you and stuff like that. And like I don't think you guys understand like how happy that makes me. And the fact that I make money from that, like what? Like girl, I do not care if I make only $1 from that. Like that is still like that is iconic, okay? That is seriously so legendary. Like oh my gosh. And like I appreciate the people that come back to support me so much. And I love that on top of them supporting me, I'm giving them something back in return. I'm so receptive to customers because like as some of you guys know, like my parents own a small business. They own a little market, and they taught me that like customer satisfaction is like especially with a small business most important. That is literally the end all be all, okay? Like can you imagine how embarrassing it would be if like a customer bought $100 reading from you and they left even like 50% like even like 1% dissatisfied? Even for me, like I only charge $5 reading, I would be embarrassed. You know, if someone said like that didn't resonate at all, like I would simply just refund them. Like I'd be like, I'm refunding you. Like I'm sorry, you know? And like even if like they're just doing it to like get their money back and like they're just lying to me, it's like at the end of the day, like the reputation of your business is what's going to matter in the grand scheme of things, you know? Like like I don't know, like I would just rather have 10 satisfied customers than have profited like $1,000. Like seriously. And I seriously like I do admire tarot readers that charge a lot of money for their readings, like in upwards of like $100. Like I admire that, like, I think that's so cool. Especially like a lot of them, it's worth it, like a 20-minute reading or like an hour long reading, like yeah, I would charge $100 too. But I wish more readers would have more accessible options, because not everyone has the funds or the patience or the time to sit down for a 30-minute reading or to, you know, go on a phone call, or some of them aren't even comfortable with phone calls, and you know, some of them don't have the funds, you know. So I'm not saying that these readers are bad readers and that they're charging too much money, but more so I wish that there was a quicker, more affordable option, and I feel like that's what I'm trying to offer, because like I just love the idea of just like you can just pay like a few bucks and you get like a quick little typed out reading that you can constantly go back to and read. Because last summer that's what I did. I bought a reading from Keen, and this lady like texted me, and I still have the screenshots because what she said ended up coming true. But I loved how I could go back and read the readings, you know, like what she texted me. And that's why I like texting my readings, because you can constantly refer back to it, you know. I feel like if we're on a call or something, like, yeah, like you can take down notes and stuff like that, but it's still not from the reader, you know, and it just like, it really, like, I love it, you know. But with time, I do want to charge more money for my readings, and I do want to offer like more detailed ways, you know, like there's clients that want to call, or if they want to, you know, receive a video or something, I will advance. But for now, like, I just really want to get my name out there, and like I'm just so happy with helping you guys, you know, and you know, providing some sort of guidance and some sort of help for people that need it, or for people that want it but can't feel like they can get what they want or get what they need or afford it, you know? I don't know. Like, that's just my take on it. And there's no shame towards other readers. We're all different. And wow, wow, I'm a part of it now. Like, girl, I'm a part of something. But you know, it's just like, it makes me so happy because it's honestly like a simple pleasure for me. And this is going to segue into my next thing too. But like, before anything, like, I just like, that's another thing, you know, like if I'm gonna buy a reading from someone, I really want to get to know them, you know. And when I like type out the readings, I try to throw in a little bit about myself and talk to the clients more, you know, because like I feel like a lot of people comment on my tarot videos, and they're like, it feels like a bestie's just doing a reading for me, and that's what I love, you know, because that's how I learned tarot, you know. Like when I was learning tarot, like it was just me, my friends on the floor of someone's living room in someone's house, like whoever we went to, like whoever's house we went to, and us just sitting on the floor together, and me, them, deck of cards, and some pizza. And there's just something so intimate, so relaxing, and so fun about it, you know? Someone's reading your cards, you're just having a good time. It feels like they're talking to you. It feels like you feel listened to. You feel like you're listening to them, you know? I just love that intimacy. And I love, because I feel like reading cards is like a very intimate activity, you know? It's like you're literally like looking into someone's life, and you're really like navigating someone's life, and, you know, like feeling what they're feeling to some extent, you know? And so I like to capitalize on that, you know, or I like to not capitalize, but you know, like extend upon that, you know, and like offer a little bit more of that, you know, because it's like on top of the fact that I'm doing the reading for you, I like just want you, I want to extend my energy to you. Like, I love you, you know, like you're supporting me. You're giving me the light of day when there's so many other readers that you could go to. There's just like so many other places you can get this guidance and this solace, and you chose me, you know, out of the billions of people in the world, and out of like the thousands and hundreds of millions of outlets you can go to, you chose me, you found me, you know. And like that just like it, like I'm truly honored, you know, like, and I tell that to all my clients, like I am honored that you are even like, even you like right now, like you could be literally doing anything else, but you're sitting here with me, you know. And it's just like, as an attention seeker and as a show off or a braggart, it's just like, I'm still very honored by people who give me the light of day, and people that would really take time out of their precious life to dedicate it to me, you know, and like more or less spend their money on me. You know, obviously I'm offering something back, but it's still, I don't know. Like I just get really emotional about it, especially because of my parents and the way they raised me. But as I was saying, simple pleasures. Like I'm sorry, you guys. Like collecting tarot decks is like a simple pleasure for me. I have like 50 something decks and counting, and I've been collecting more. Like I just like ordered the Blue Earth Tarot, and then I want to order a few more decks. I mentioned them in the other video, I think. Excuse me. But I'm mentioning simple pleasures because there's, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I'm sure you guys have because it was everywhere. But it's called the movie Encanto. Encanto. Everyone calls it Encanto, but I think it's Encanto. But you know that movie. I can't really explain it. Like it's something you have to see for yourself. But I'm heavily under the impression that you already know what it is because of how popular it got. So everyone likes We Don't Talk About Bruno, and everyone talks about Surface Pressure or whatever it's called. But my favorite song is What Else Can I Do? Girl, you cannot tell me that Isabel doesn't have the best part. If I could grow plants at will, I would literally turn everything into a jungle. Okay, I'm sorry. I just can't. I love plants. Speaking of, before we get into this, I bought 2 new plants. I've been trying to get back into collecting plants too. And I'm just going to quickly grab them off my desk to show you. So this is the first plant. This is a Peperomia Ginny, but in this super cute pot. I had one before, but I really don't understand how to take care of peperomias, but like I think it needs water right now because the leaves are kind of getting soft. Probably give it some after I film this. But yeah, I saw it in a Jenna Marbles video, the tour of her plants, and I freaking loved it, and I missed it so much. So I'm glad I have it back in my collection. This is another plant that I seen in her collection, and I'm glad to have it back in my own. But this is a snake plant. This is a moonshine snake plant. So gorgeous. I love like this like light, like pale green color. Oh, so wonderful. But yeah. Oops. Yeah, I'm so happy to get back into collecting plants. Like I feel like this Venus retrograde has definitely been a blessing to me because it's been getting me back into the things that I love. It's been bringing me back into collecting tarot decks, you know, collecting plants, you know, just like expressing myself more, like more jewelry, more clothes, you know. And I also feel very motivated to film tomorrow's tarot video, so I'm like really excited. And I've been doing these candle wax readings, and so far you guys like them. They haven't gotten that many views to be honest, but like it's like whatever. But like the people that have commented, they really like them, so I'm like really thrilled about that, and I want to keep doing them. And I like it because the candles that I buy, I get them from the small business, so I really like that I'm supporting them, and they are all like I'm like benefiting it, and you know what I mean. Like it's just like we love this. But yeah, simple pleasures. So there's this part in the Surface Pressure song, but the one that Louisa sings, I think that's her name, where she's like, but wait, like, if I could shake this crushing weight, would that make room for relaxation or simple pleasure? And I remember I read this comment on the music video, and it was like, it's interesting how in Louisa's song, she starts out strong and hard headed and, you know, like unwavering, but as you get into the song, she becomes softer, more receptive, and more emotional. And you come to realize, like, this isn't verbatim, but this is basically what I read. Like, you realize that she knows herself quite intimately and that she knows, like herself very well, you know, but she feels like she can't express that part of herself because of the, like, strong imagery she's been cookie cut into her whole life. Whereas in Isabella's song, I think Isabella, in her song where she like in What Else Can I Do, sorry, she like, you know, starts very soft, very receptive, emotional, but as you get into it you find out she's very brazen, very fun, very like assertive and aggressive almost, you know. And I really like that take, and and it was like all hidden beneath a veneer of flowers. Like I love comments like that. I love when I'm reading through comments and there's always that one comment where somebody very eloquently describes what's going on and kind of paints a picture with their words and how they're feeling. I love it so much. I seriously love when people like I just love poetry, and I love how people can become very descriptive with their words. Oh, it's so beautiful. But you know, I just that whole segment of Luisa's song like really speaks to me because like it's true. Like, what if we could all just shake off the crushing weight and just make room for simple pleasures and actually sitting down and taking the time to enjoy our lives, you know, and to have a little bit of fun and to just like come together in the midst of all the chaos and disagreement, you know, and like obviously in like a perfect world. but it's still a thought and a fantasy that I like to entertain just because I think it's like utopian, you know? And I don't know, it's just something that like I think about and something that like really defines last summer for me. Last summer I was so heavy into these songs like from Encanto, and I love the movie. I watched it. Oh, it was so good. I understand why it was so popular, like seriously. And I loved how inclusive it is, you know, because like especially for like a Disney or like a Pixar movie or whatever it was, you know, I just love the way like they like depicted like different, you know, like cultures and like different languages and stuff like that. I thought that was so beautiful and it really spoke to me, especially because like I'm in Southern California and I love how it was so big here, you know, how everyone was like talking about it, you know. It was really nice that it brought so many people together, you know. But yeah, it just I don't know, like that part of the movie, like the part of the song makes me really emotional because like it also reminds me of my oldest brother because my oldest brother definitely feels that way of like having all that pressure put on him and feeling like he has to do everything himself and to feel like he has to take on everything. And it's just, I don't know. And just like the term simple pleasures, like that alone makes me really emotional because like it really is about that, you know. It really is about the simple pleasures, you know. It's like we all work, we all do all this stuff, we it's for simple pleasures, you know. Like it's just like for me, like I feel like my simple pleasures as of late has been ice cream in my car, watching Jenna Marbles or like random Stan Twitter clips in the parking lot, drives at sunset, sitting in my bed listening to lo-fi cafe music, playing with my new tarot decks, looking at my plants, writing in my diary, talking to you guys, making videos, collecting jewelry, dressing up nice. And you know, like when I really break it down, it really is the little things that make me feel overly emotional. And I know I've been like, oh, I've been so emotional this whole video. It's because I've been emotional all day. But I just like I don't like full on crying on camera. Like I just like I don't know how people do that. I don't like not condone crying on camera, but I just feel like it's done a little bit too frequently, and I feel like all the people that cry on camera like are only doing it because they feel like they aren't heard in real life at me. But you know, like I feel like that's all I really wanted to share with you guys. And another thing, I kind of wanted to close this off by saying like I wanted to talk about my new friends and my dad and like, just like my parents. Like I'm so grateful for them, you guys. Like seriously, like oh my gosh, I'm gonna get emotional again. Like I had a dream about my dad last night, and like listen, you guys, like I know like my dad, like he's not gonna live forever, okay? Like he is like gonna be 70, I think, soon, or he's like just like already 70 and he's like into his 60s, you know? And I love him so much. Like I talked about this in the last video, like seriously, like I love him so much, and like he's seriously like my world. Like so is my mom. Like, oh my god. Stop. I didn't think I'd get this emotional talking about this. Pardon me. And I know you guys like don't mind. It's like another case of like, oh my gosh, like Justin, you're just like overreacting, but you know, like seriously, like I hope my parents, my whole family, and like all my friends just like I'm so attached to all of them. Like I'm so attached to like even my new friends. So much that it kind of scares me, y'all. Like I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like it just be like my commitment issues be kicking in. I'd be like, girl, like seriously, I'm just so grateful for all of my friends. I'm so grateful for you guys. Like I consider you guys my friends too. Honestly, like you guys are like my best friends. Like I love talking to you guys. Maybe all the time I don't respond, but you know. And it's just I know I've been talking about gratitude for so long now, and I know I've been gushing about it like on and on and on. And I'm not sorry. Like truly, I'm like not sorry about the fact that I'm grateful about these things, and I will continue to express it and I will continue to tell the world about it. Because as somebody who literally felt so grossed out and cynical and angry at the world like just a few months ago, like it is just like the most relieving thing to finally see like the beauty in things and to finally like appreciate things again and to finally feel secure and to feel like I'm able to cope with the problems at hand. And I literally have to like go to the DMV this week and get my oil changed too, like please. I have to pay off my car registration. I have to like get my oil changed. Probably have to like do a bunch of other things that they tell me because like I love my car and I love her and I will do whatever it takes for her to keep her running and happy. So they're probably gonna be like, we need to do this, this, and this, and like they're gonna be like, oh, this, and this happened, and I'll like fix all of it. I don't care. It's like, what am I gonna do? Like, not fix it, please. But yeah. Pardon me for being so emotional this whole video. And like I don't mean to apologize, but like I just like I know like I'm usually very spunky and like very like, you know, like all over the place, but like generally like I've just been feeling so emotional this morning and I really wanted to talk to you guys about it while the emotions were still kind of lingering so that I could like express it genuinely. Yeah. Ugh, I feel so much better. And I'm feeling good. I'm about to go out and see my friends, and I'm wearing this shirt. I don't care. Like, I don't care what people think. Like, seriously, like, this is so cute. Like, please. Oh my god. I'm so happy. Excuse me. I don't know why I keep burping in this video. You guys, my skin looks so normal right now, but literally yesterday, I had 2 venti drinks from Starbucks, a pizza, and ice cream. These are not things that would solicit skin like this. Like, okay, like sure I have like a few blemishes, but like genuinely, like I just like don't understand. Like I whereas the night before I ate McDonald's and I tried the filet of fish for the first time. It's mid, honestly, and it's like the sandwich is so small now, it's like whatever. But truly, you guys, like I would recommend it. It's not that bad. Like I was a little bit nervous about it just because I was like, I'm not getting fish from McDonald's, but like I don't think it's even fish to be honest with you guys, but it's still pretty good. I liked it. And I understand why you guys eat it. But aside from that, uh, yeah, it like broke me out. Like I had like a bunch of like weird little pimples. Like all of this is from that filet of fish, and it's like, girl, like stop. Whereas I ate literally over half a pizza last night at like 3 or 4 in the morning because we were like doing the meteor shower, and then it's just like stop. Like how did I not wake up like with my face a minefield? And not that I'm saying I wanted to wake up with a minefield face, but it's like it's just like please stop. I'm literally about to get Starbucks again. I'm getting those kids K-pops again. I don't care. I don't care. I want I have to. Like they are so cute and like I just like I want them to be happy. But yeah. That's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you for watching. I love you. Have a good day. Bye. See you later.